morning, guys. Good morning. I hope you're having a great day. So futures overnight, not much happened. We are where we pretty much are closed, right? A lot of little zigzag, not big enough moves, but we did have this one rip. Usually at 3 o'clock, when we have the news from the east side of the world, this was a nice little rip if somebody was trading futures, right? So pretty a lot of volatility here. And let's just go over the daily chart. I'll go over SPX, the day trading one. So yesterday, I think 370 was pretty much a given start in the morning. They basically gave us all the gamma in the morning that where the traction was, and all day they pretty much changed it up and down. And what happened? 370 we ended up hitting this is 3700 on SPX plus SPY some near 370, right? So a little inside candle, we filled a little gap. But what happens here? Are we building a base here, or do we come back down or reverse? But for now, one thing that there is a lot of support around 3650 plus, and there's resistance at 3750 plus. All right, so we are in this 100-point range. How long do we last here? This can last longer than we think. It can last today and tomorrow at the same time. All right, like we might have this choppy 2-3 days, something similar to this action right here, where we usually go sideways like here in August, right? And then we'll one way up or down later on. And so even via options, we do have some support in the lower levels around 3600, 3650, and the resistance 3750. So let's see which way basis. I don't want to guess here which way we go, because we do have the weekly 200 MA hold for now, and we'll see how that reacts after, right? And so again, it's still a chop day overall. In a chop range that we are in until this breaks. The dollar DXY on the daily, it's actually been holding pretty well. If you look at it, every time we have an uptrend, there's a little dip. And here, let's see if this is just trying to make a little double topping pattern. We hold these levels and then we break out, or do we want to retest 110 one more time, which is possible as well, right? So US 10-year, the 10-year rates, these have been strong. These are usually not bearish for equity. I'd focus on tech, and if the rates continue going up, then my bias will be to the downside on SPX as well, right? 4.16 10-year rates, guys, 4.16. all right, and then UB bonds are pretty ugly overall. They just keep going, making a new low every day, and now we're at 128, another low, right? So this basically tells me that there's pressure to the downside in the markets, right? If there's money going out of the bonds, then you guys must read up on this, what it means. I'll leave that up to you guys for your research if you don't know. USD Euro, one of the pairs that we've been tracking. Sorry, Euro USD, let's put it that way. So we did make the low of the year, but nice little downtrend as well. If this makes the low of the year again, that basically means the dollar is strong again, so DXY should be going up. All right, USD JPY, this has to do a lot with rates. This currency pair, we're at 150. Wow, if somebody was to play this trend in the last 2-3 months on Forex, you guys could have made as much money as you wanted. A lot of fortunes, even more than options, guys. Just holding a swing position, you could have made 5,000, 10,000, 15,000% on in Forex on this huge move, right? And Apple 140 remains the key level for me, which will be support and resistance. And we are in this chop zone. I want Apple to chop here for a bit more, and then earnings, we'll see what happens. Earnings might also be a chop, and then we might find direction into December or so, November, December maybe. So I'll give Apple some more time. I do want to play it again. And Tesla, pre-market, we are down to 204. 200 is strong support. If the market holds today, can Tesla bounce from 200? Right? Usually on earnings, sometimes Tesla, if it gaps down, it actually bounces and goes green. Or do we break 200 today? 200 is a major support, guys. But if we hold under 200, there could be panic selling Tesla, and we can make the low of the year, and we will have our 500s almost, which has been my target ever since 1 year almost, right? A lot of people thought it was funny, but it's not so funny anymore. Amazon, I will see. And Amazon's been holding pretty well around the 115 area. 110 has been acting as a very strong gamma support on this as well, and then we'll see what happens on this. All right, and what else we have? These are the main tickers that I'm watching. Google 100 will be the main support for now, and resistance at the same time, and 105 is their top level, right? And this candle almost reached that 105 level. So let's see what Google decides here, up or down, and let's